We are live. We are just starting our morning. Hello, New York. Hello, Dubai. Hello, world. We are live right now. So can I get a camera check? Camera check is great. Can I get a mic check? I sound good. Camera looks good. Charts look good. Everything's looking fantastic. All right, let's see what's going on in the market today. First of all, how's everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Exciting times. We have a lot going on in the coming days. Super exciting times. Let me just take a couple of seconds to set up. All right. Okay. So All right, how are we doing, guys? Everyone okay? Yesterday, I ended up taking no trades besides that one trade that I entered in the consolidation zone, which was a tiny stop loss hit, and I haven't entered again simply because the markets are completely ranging right now, and it seems like things are getting really heated in the Middle East between the US and Iran and other neighboring allies, which is why we've seen a gold surge yesterday. This massive move that happened yesterday on a 4-hour time frame, as you can see, this happened because the peace deals aren't really going as planned, and it seems like Trump is potentially trying to escalate the situation. We've had up to 200 military US planes flying from Europe and the US towards the Middle East, and there's a lot of military tension being sought out. And along with that is that we believe that this is just going to bring the price of gold all the way up. There's no confirmation, obviously, nothing is confirmed yet, but for the time being, based on what I've read in the news this morning, a lot is happening politically. I mean, you could take a look at the price of oil as well. I wouldn't be surprised if it went. Where's XTI? Yeah, there we go. That makes a lot of sense. This is making a lot of sense. Iran has indeed closed off 20% of the Strait of Hormuz, which is like they've partially closed it, which has definitely increased the value of oil, because 20% of the world's global supply of oil comes from the Strait of Hormuz, which is between Iran and the UAE. And as you can clearly see, the escalation started off from yesterday, and because of that, there is a massive military pileup. I mean, I'm guessing also gas has gone up. Let's see. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But oil for sure. Absolutely. And it's going to continue rising, it seems. $22 to 65. Yeah, $62 to 65. And it'll probably go higher. BTC isn't having a reaction to this yet. However, we did touch the bottom range of the consolidation zone. So, hey Ariane, how's it going? Good morning. You're up early as well. Very nice. You could also see that Bitcoin has reached the consolidation zone at the very bottom over here. So I don't think it's gonna go any lower. I think the threat of war will always boost Bitcoin, and I think it's reached its final leg. It reached literally, it did a rejection wick at the end of the consolidation box, and right now it's exactly at the level of lower high that was taken out. So that being said, this actually looks like a very nice place to enter longs. This is what I'm looking at for today. Placing longs, targeting outside of the box, and this might be held for a couple of days with the stops right below over here. That's a nice 5-to-5 risk to reward ratio. This is what I'm thinking. This is a nice clean entry over here. It's right on the line, so if you guys are actually thinking of taking a trade, this is an ideal setup over here. It's actually the perfect time. It's right on the line, so it's a good place to buy. So if you want to make back your 40% that you struggled with, right now, right this second is the perfect time to buy. As you can see, there's a rejection off of this imbalance, and price is going to go up from here. I'm almost certain. All right, so that's what's happening on BTC. Let's take a look again in the 5-minute time frame. Okay, there's a market structure shift. This is from yesterday. So market structure shift over here, which resulted price to go down, and then it rejected off of this lower high that was taken out. I love, when I see rejections such as this, it just makes me proud. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for being able to mark these levels before it happens. It's so simple and it's so silly, but the little things, us men, we're simple people. Men are very simple. When we see something so simple like this, we're just happy. And I'm happy to see that my levels are actually on point. Like, I don't think anyone can call the market the way I do with these levels. It's so picture perfect. So 5-minute market structure shift, price comes down over here, and then a displacement candle comes in, and then it also does a market structure shift over here. All right, MSS, and then from that you could see price goes up and it does an imbalance, and then it takes out this high as well, and then price comes down, fills the imbalance, and then it took off very, very aggressively yesterday, and it closed here today, and I'm expecting a retracement. Safe to say to remove this one, 5-minute imbalance. Actually, I'm going to keep it just to see for future reference. Here is a minor consolidation zone. I'm going to mark it from here to here, and this. I mean, it's not really a consolidation zone. This is where it's a demand supply zone. This is particularly where liquidity is. So you're going to find a lot of people entering trades over here. So if you place a volume profile and place it at the top, you'll see the POC is going to be over there, but this is the low area right here. This is where a lot of people are going to be entering their trades. So let's just see what happens. So this is the low, and this is the high. Actually, wait. This is the low, and this is the high over here. All right. So you can see the point of control is over here. This is where all the buyers are going to be entering into the market. So this is the ideal place for anyone to enter a long trade, which looks good. And then here would be sellers for the ones who want to sell, depending on your perspective. But for me, I'm bullish on gold, so obviously I'm going to be looking to buy in this range over here. This is particularly where I'm going to be looking for setups. So that will be my risk to reward ratio. So let's see what happens. Pretty simple. So let's take a look at a indicator, because I'm not bothered to start looking at the clock and trying to figure out where Asian session open. But we can use this indicator, which literally just shows you exactly where it is. Let me just color code it. I like to close New York lunch and PM. I don't see any relevance to them. And I like to put New York color as blue, because the United States, I think of blue. And then London, I think of green, because, Great Britain. And then Asian session, I think of yellow. And that should be all. Box transparency. Yeah, that's fine. Here we go. So Asian session just opened up. We've got Asian high, Asian low. Let me just adjust the word Asian high, Asian low, and then a London high, London low, and then New York high, New York low. All right, that's the only labels I need, and the rest completely irrelevant. Okay, show the average, sure. Daily open, high, low separators. Sure, why not? High and low. Uh, Previous day high, that's good. And then separators would be nice just to see when the new day opens up. Days of the week, sure, I could keep that open. Yeah, that's it. So we are currently at the same place where the daily candle has opened for gold, and it looks like price wants to go higher from here. However, I'm looking for a bottom sweep over here, and New York high, you could see a lot's happened during the New York session. The New York session pushed up the price completely. Pre-New York session, price has done a liquidity sweep. It swept the London lows, and it's gone even higher. You know, if there was one indicator that I would pick, I would only use this one. This is the only one I'd use. The volume profile isn't really an indicator because it's a tool. You can actually just mark it and you could use it. But the only indicator I would actually use would be this one, only because honestly, I'm in the UAE and I'm trading New York session mostly since all my currency pairs are dollars against the dollar. So my focus is New York session, which is why I have my trading view time zone set on New York session, like New York time. So if I'm traveling or wherever I am in the world, the timing is always accurate. And above all is that it also shows you where the previous day high is and the previous day low, and it also shows you the Asian low and the Asian high, and when the Asian session opens, when the New York session opens, and when the London session opens. I find this like super valuable information because at the end of the day, it's I trade, I'm a volume trader, right? I trade liquidity. So when I look at sessions, this is where the sessions, the liquidity is usually at the session highs and lows. So when I look for liquidity, it'll always usually like 9 out of 10 times it's going to be at session highs and lows. And if I see rejections at session highs and lows, that's where it gives me confirmations for entry. So it's easier to just click a button and see all of this instead of actually marking out manually one by one, trying to figure out where Asian session is and stuff. So flip the switch and done deal. I know what's going on and I can see the changes. We can also do the same with Bitcoin, as you can see over here. Let's see. Yeah, it looks good. Looks pretty good to me. So what's new? Who's awake? Who's wide awake with me right now? Let's take a look at some news and see what's going on with the world. I'd like to see who's awake and who's asleep. Ready? Okay, so as you can see, guys, Bitcoin is going to be taking off from here. I can't predict if there will be a liquidity sweep or not in the coming hours, but I can tell you for sure that it's taking off from here because we've already reached at the bottom of the consolidation zone. As you can see, price has reached the bottom, and it also has done a sweep right below the box, and then it's come up gradually, and it's reached to this level which broke the strong downtrend, and we've had this one perfect clean liquidity sweep that just happened over here. I mean, you could see this very clearly. Price broke above this level, and if you're wondering what this level is, let's take a zoom out. And this level over here, LHTO, is lower high taken out. And what lower high taken out, what does it mean? It simply means this is particularly where price has been bearish for Bitcoin since October the 7th. I mean, if we go back, you can see that we've reached all-time high, and then from October the 7th onwards, you could start to see price going down, not even the 7th, the 6th. So from October the 6th onwards, 6th and 7th, you could start seeing price completely dump, and we've reached to our first level of a market structure break, which happened over here, where this 4-hour candle closes above over here. And because there's a market structure shift over here, this is where the bullish structure is coming in, which is why I always say that it is bearish with bullish momentum, simply because even though it broke this lower high, you can still see that price is struggling to go higher. However, there are a lot of confluences that show that price is going higher by this inverse fair value gap, by this massive $4 rejection wick. I mean, this is literally a $4,000 difference of the rejection wick over here. And it's also your classic impulsive move and a bullish engulfing candle. So you got an inverse and you got a massive rejection, and you got a imbalance created which gets filled multiple times. Price tries to go higher, but it keeps getting rejected. So that's how we know we're in a consolidation range. And then another inversion happens over here, an inverse fair value gap, which gets filled immediately. And then now price is possibly, realistically, reached its final leg right now. It's just swept liquidity at the edge of the consolidation zone. And now we are at this point right here, which is where I entered a beautiful trade right now. And you can see from here is where price is taking off. Completely taken off, and it's just going higher from here. How do I get this rejection? How do I get this confirmation to enter a trade? Well, first of all, it's in the level where I want to, it's literally exactly at the level where I want to take trades. I'm not randomly taking trades. I'm entering pretty much exactly where I believe stuff is happening. This is a level that's ended the months-long bearish move. And now we are here. You can see this candle over here has a rejection wick. It opened exactly at the place where it got rejected. So this candle rejected, and this will also an imbalance fill. So I'm expecting price to go higher from here. I don't expect it to go lower. And also there was a market structure shift on a lower time frame. So you could clearly see liquidity swept, price started going up gradually from here. So I'm always going to be looking for a buy move because we're already in a market structure shift. So let's see what else is going on in the world. All right, what else is going on over here, guys? Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna try it. Like, once I find something interesting to say, guys, I'm gonna be putting it straight on the, I'm gonna be putting it straight on I'll share it for you guys to see. But I'm looking at something interesting right now, to be honest. So let's see. Okay. All right, let's try to set up this page. Let's see. Make this a little bit smaller. Stretch this out. All right, and then I'm going to open. All right, I'm gonna add over here. Window capture. All right, so let's see what's going on with the world right now. Transform this into a fit to screen, and then yeah, there we go. You guys can kind of see me. Let me just move this to the right. It'll take a couple of seconds. All right, we're moving to the right over here. Voila, all good. So let's take a look at what's going on in the news. First of all, let's look at Forex Factory. Today is February 19. Okay, February 19. What do we have? We've got unemployment claims coming out at 8:30 a.m. This is just based in Dubai timing, but in the US time, it's 8:30 a.m. And we've got a bunch of other news coming out. Nothing too major, but there is quite some data coming out today, so I'm expecting liquidity to come in. But the most important of all is the unemployment claims. Um, the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. That's what it measures by the Department of Labor. And obviously, if the dollar is doing good, that means gold and Bitcoin, anything against the dollar is going to go down. And if the dollar is doing bad, then anything against the dollar is going to be doing good. So I'm assuming it might actually be less than forecast. So let's see. So this is the nation's earliest economic data. The market impact fluctuates from week to week. There tends to be more focus on the release when traders need to diagnose recent developments or when reading it at an extreme. And then why do traders care? Because the number of unemployed people is an important signal of overall economic health because consumer spending is highly correlated with labor market conditions. So it basically is it's focused on who's unemployed, the jobless claims, and if there's less people who are unemployed, it's going to be better for the currency, and if there's more people unemployed, it's not good for the currency. So as much as I don't want people to be unemployed in the US, that would suck. Unemployment can really suck, but at the same time, I'm hoping that we can have a bull run for gold and Bitcoin because we've been in a consolidation zone for quite some time. And I think it's time that the consolidation zone ends. Um, let's see what else is there. Meme coin, meme core, 3.5 sell off hits meme coin. Shiba Inu falls 3.6 as crypto fear hits extreme. Okay, let's take a look at this. Shiba Inu, no. Let's take a look at Shiba Inu. What do you guys say? Yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's see what's going on in Shiba. Yeah, this is the one. Ooh, wow. Okay. It really did drop. This is the drop right here. But it's nothing crazy. It doesn't look bad to me. It does not look bad to me. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I mean, it just came into a zone over here. This is the zone. It started from here, came down to here. Yeah, it's not bad. Let's see on the daily time frame actually. Wow, Shiba really lost its value, didn't it? That's a lot. I think this is the same time that the Trump coin did the sweep. Wow, Shiba really lost its value. That's crazy. But here you could see that you could see over here that there is a massive rejection wick. This is like a nice healthy sign of a rejection wick. And then there's an imbalance over here. So there is possibility, like there's a possible chance that price could actually take off from here. Yeah, it's promising. Honestly, not a bad time to buy. I mean, it's really cheap. I mean, Shiba is pretty cheap. It's probably the cheapest coin I know that everybody knows about. It's a known coin. It's not something surprising. So it's interesting to see that the news says that um, the market declined 3.6% decline. Let me zoom in for you guys a little bit so you can see. Yeah. Okay. What else could we find? Ton coin holds $1. Oh yeah, we talked about the ton coin yesterday. The ton coin is the Telegram coin, right? If I'm not mistaken, this should be, yeah, the ton coin is the Telegram coin. Pretty sure if I just do this, I do Telegram. No, it's highlighted somewhere else. Okay. Pretty certain. We talked about this yesterday. I recognized that we had the ton coin. It was definitely Telegram coin. Solana holds $84, $88 range on the third day of consolidation. Yes, see, the whole industry is talking about consolidation, consolidation, consolidation. BNB in consolidation, near consolidates after 7% weekly bounce. Solana consolidation. Chile's consolidation. Everything's ranging. Another consolidation. Consolidation. Polygon consolidates. Shiba Inu consolidation. Guys, literally the entire news segment is consolidation. And I've been talking about this every day on the charts. I mean, if we're looking at BTC, let me adjust this for you guys. If we're looking at BTC, you see the consolidation, right? It's pretty rough. That's a pretty rough consolidation. The thing is, consolidations happens all the time. It's not a bad thing. In fact, consolidation, the beauty about consolidation is the fact that you can just speculate other currencies, but the most importantly, you get to speculate accumulation. And that's what we need, essentially. What we need is accumulation into the market. Whenever there's a consolidation zone, for me personally, it excites me, because when there's a consolidation zone, that's when I know that something big is going to be following it, something big is going to be coming from it. So all you got to do is put your hand back like this and just wait it out. But it's been a long period of consolidation. I mean, we've entered it since February 6th. February 6th. So we are 1 day away from 2 weeks of consolidation. 2 weeks of consolidation. I mean, let's take a look at the heat maps. So we got the S&P doing good. Yesterday, the S&P did actually rise. We look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ went up as well. We saw that on the charts. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. This is the consolidation zone over here. Then let me mark the high right here. Yeah, this is the consolidation zone. So price is shuffling over here. NASDAQ had a nice bull run yesterday. What else can we see? That's very interesting. Got all Egyptian companies. Very interesting. That's funny. ADIB is actually Abu Dhabi investment bank, but somehow it is an Egyptian company. That's interesting. All Chinese companies. Oh my God. Guys, this is crazy. China has a lot of companies. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. But everything's in red right now. Interesting. It'll be interesting to study the Chinese market since they technically run the world when it comes to businesses and stuff. They supply the entire globe. Let's see the French companies. French companies, not much. Literally nothing compared to China's magnificent size. What else? I've never actually opened up the full detail. I always pay attention to the American companies, so it's nice to see others. We've got Siemens, I've seen this logo before. Don't recognize it. I'm not quick enough to move it. Interesting. Okay. BMW is doing good. 1% increase is nice. T-Mobile. Siemens. Siemens has been around forever. I'm pretty sure Siemens was like the first telecommunication company. It's gotta be. It's gotta be for sure. Oh, Hong Kong companies. Oh wow, Hong Kong has quite a lot of companies. Very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, there's a lot you could learn from all of these stocks. All Israeli companies, they also have quite a lot. Do I recognize any of these brands? I recognize Tiva, but I don't think I recognize anything else. All right, what else? All Indian companies. I mean, there's got to be something here. You know, for all my Indian traders, I know that when they trade, they always look at the Nifty 50 index. That's like their main look. Oh, we got Unilever over here. Okay. I'll be honest, I don't recognize any of these things, but I do recognize Unilever. And Unilever, I thought it was something, European or American. Super interesting. I love to look at the stock markets. I wonder why they have Kuwaiti companies. Because you see that this list is not that big, but they do have Kuwaiti companies. Saudi Arabia has quite a lot. I'm guessing Saudi Arabia, you're probably going to find like Aramco. Yeah, there we go. Aramco. This is like the world's largest company right now. They have like the most market cap. Look at that, $6.15 trillion. That's insane. That's a lot of I mean, that market cap is huge. STC, Saudi Telecom Company. All right. I mean, this is the largest company in the world. They have more money than Apple. They have the most money, and I don't even like their logo. Their logo is pretty simple. It's pretty basic. It almost looks like a construction company logo. All right. All UAE companies. Okay. Well, these are familiar. Emirates NBD, Emaar. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's cool. I literally know all of these companies. Every single one of them. Except this one, IHC. I don't know that one. But yeah, everything else looks pretty cool. So yeah, it's nice to look at other things, guys. You get to learn other things. You get to discover other things. All right, let's get back into the market. Let's see. We're looking at Ethereum. Looks like Ethereum filled out the demand zone yesterday. It's come down into the demand zone and it's wicked right into it. And then from there, it's taken off and it's aiming higher. So since Bitcoin's already wicked off also the bottom of the consolidation zone, you can also see that Ethereum is also in the consolidation zone and it's also wicked off at the bottom side. And if you look at a lower time frame, you could see that there is bullish momentum. No aggressive moves, but it is a bullish momentum. The aggressive move was on the downside, which happened yesterday for the liquidity sweep. And as you can see, there was a clear rejection, perfect rejection right above. And then price started going higher from there. So nothing impulsive, but it's a gradual increase, which means Bitcoin is also looking to go higher. I'm expecting a bullish engulfing candle over here. You're welcome. For those of you who are just tuning in, guys, we're looking at different cryptocurrencies and we're looking at gold and also the US stock market. We're looking at pretty much everything. We're just speculating the market on this fine, beautiful morning. We're just speculating to see what's going on because right now, honestly, it's the only thing that we should really be doing is speculating. We shouldn't be taking any trades. It is Thursday morning and tomorrow's Friday. I'm expecting a big move to the upside for gold. I'm expecting a big move on the upside for oil. I'm expecting all the commodities, everything commodities related to go up. And I'm also anticipating Bitcoin to start going higher from here because we've just reached the bottom of the consolidation zone and we are all overall bullish. So this is your fourth rejection you've got. Actually, no, scratch that. This is your third rejection. So we've got 1, we've got 2, and we've got 3. So those 3 rejections simply show that the market structure is intact and that Bitcoin does want to go higher. We are not speculating randomness. This is all right in front of you guys. This is proof right in front of you. If price wanted to go lower, it would have already gone lower. But instead, it's come down and it's rejected multiple times. there was just one liquidity sweep that happened very aggressively, but that liquidity sweep filled a 1 hour fair value gap. As you can see, FVG filled. If you go all the way to the left, you can see right there that imbalance over there that was created, and it fills it perfectly. And ever since then, price has not gone lower. This looks like it could be an inverse fair value gap. I mean, this is a clear indication that price is going to go higher. This bullish candle with this rejection, this one is going to close above. I've got a strong feeling for that. Let's see. Let's see all the chatter. Nvidia has gone up by 1.6%. That's really good. $4.5 trillion market cap. So yeah, that's what's going on with Bitcoin. Have you taken any trades today, Ariane, or yesterday? Have you accepted any orders? I'm pretty sure there's quite a lot of people who have entered a trade over here. Pretty certain. In this exact range over here, I'm pretty certain a lot of people have taken trades. Take a look at the volume profile. That's literally the 50% point of the consolidation zone. All right, let's take a look at the news, see what else is there. Dogecoin drops 5%. Dogecoin retraced. It's 18-20%. Weekend surge on X. Wow, Dogecoin went up 18 to 21%. Let me move this to the left. Over here. Yeah, you could see the chart that way. Okay. Dogecoin goes up, drops by 5% after going up 18 to 21%. It's very interesting. I'm gonna see Pepe rallies 4% on 280% volume surge. Meme coin rotation. Pepe rose 4 points. 4 hours. This trading volume spiked 280%. That's crazy. Trading volume has spiked 280% to 1.3 billion. Okay, let's take a look at Pepe coin. Yeah, it actually surged quite aggressively. Pepe coin looks actually pretty good. Very cheap. Let's see if we can do some analysis over here. You can clearly see that it's taken out this high over here. And then price is just taken off very aggressively. This is from February 5th. So while Bitcoin enters a consolidation zone on February 6th, Pepe coin has gone to the moon. Very interesting. I'm actually quite surprised. So 0.066 all the way up to 0.17. So it's doubled in value. That's pretty cool. I'll keep an eye out for Pepe coin. I think it's interesting. All right, let's check out Dogecoin. Am I on the right chart? Because Dogecoin kind of looks messy. Yeah, it looks kind of messy. Let's see Dogecoin Tether US. Yeah, it looks cleaner here. Yeah, I'll check out the Doge USDT by BitUnix. Yeah, I'll do my analysis off of that. All right, let's see the spot price on the daily time frame. Okay, 4-hour time frame. Okay, so we've had a strong downtrend, and then over here, this is the high. Okay, so the high gets taken out over here by this candle. Price comes down from 0.09 and it's gone up aggressively. And it's completely come down again. Okay. It's filled up the imbalance basically. Interesting. Okay, so it's filled up the middle line over here, and you can see it's reached the 50% point and it's rejecting. So it's coming back up. So yeah, Dogecoin looks actually kind of interesting. So it's been bearish for quite some time. And yeah, since January, it's been bearish. And then we've reached over here on February 10, where February 12 exactly, it's broken this level of resistance. And from here, it's just been a bullish push to the top side. Let's check the volume profile. Yeah, we have all the buyers are waiting over here exactly at the level in which it broke. Not a bad time to buy right now. Dogecoin and Pepe coin, two interesting coins. Pepe coin, we've missed the move a long time ago. Price has gone up pretty aggressively from ever since. Yeah, Pepe coin, we've missed the move. So Dogecoin is actually at a good place to buy right now because it's been bearish for quite some time, and then a market structure shift has happened over here on February 12th, and it's gone up all the way, and it's left an imbalance, and it's just filled the imbalance right now. It's literally at the 50% point. It's quite unlikely for it to go lower. I mean, where would the target be? I'll place my stops right below here, simply because there is also the possibility of it coming back exactly at the level that it broke. Price tends to do that. Whenever it breaks, it fills the imbalance and takes off, or sometimes it fills the imbalance and then comes down to the level that actually initially broke it. And if we aim higher, we can literally just aim at the highs. But this would be quite a big move. I'm assuming a lot of people are in this trade right now. I'm quite assuming, because there was a rejection here. You could see price went lower and then it just rejected off just 8 hours ago. It rejected off, and an indecisive candle with a bullish color rejected again third time, so it's probably going to go higher. Very interesting. Looks like it's going higher, but very slowly. We're looking at Bitcoin right now. I don't expect much liquidity going on in the Asian session, guys. We're just speculating right now. We're just anticipating what might happen. So for me, my setups, it looks like this. This is what I'm looking at. BTC to go up to the top of the consolidation box, targeting 71,861. That's the level it needs to break for it to officially be bullish. It'll take some time to get there, but that's where I'm looking at. This is where I believe price is going to be going in the long run. What do you guys think? My bad. I got lost into the news. I mean, I looked at the news, quite some information about Pepe, quite some information about Dogecoin. Really interesting stuff. And then taking a look at it on the charts, I kind of got lost into it. But thanks for pointing it out. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, I do market analysis every day, and I also look at markets where it's at and where it's been and where it's heading. And if you want to learn how to mark these levels, guys, just join our Discord community. The links are in the bio. Also, you can use the QR code to just shortcut your way inside using your phone, and you'll gain access to educational material on how to be an institutional trader, and also you'll be able to interact with me and other active traders and learn how to trade through us. You'll be able to share your chart analysis and just really just be in a room full of active traders. You know, it's nice to trade and have a community with you instead of being by yourself. It's really important for you to be with people. For me personally, I said this yesterday. I had a friend who never got into trading before, and I taught him how to trade, and within 6 months he's already profitable. And for me, it took me 4 years to become profitable. And the reason why it took me 4 years is because for the last 4 years, I have not had a mentor. I have not had a community. I have done all my trading experiences and the studying and the emotional trauma and the mental trauma and all of these things that I had to go through to understand trading. I did it all by myself. I absolutely did not have any trading groups or communities to keep me together. So as a result, it's kind of like you learn faster and you grow faster when you have a community. When you're by yourself, it's not impossible. You can still make it by yourself, but it's just going to take you more time because you won't have someone to talk to share your trades, to share your to share your knowledge, to share your mistakes, and you won't be getting feedback if you're by yourself. But now we have a community. It's a young community, but it's going to be a very strong community because we're looking selectively for specific kinds of people, and those people that we're looking for are people who are serious about learning and improving their skills and being better for themselves and investing themselves. We're not looking for people who are simply in the joyride of looking for signals, because we don't offer that. However, we do offer education so you can feed your mind the right way on how to trade. You can feed yourself with true intellectual knowledge on how to become a full-time trader, specifically a full-time institutional trader. So keep your eyes peeled. We're dropping content every day. We're posting every day. There's education. There's free ebook. You get a mentorship. All of these things are free, and we're the whole community is doing it because we love traders. Traders are my favorite kind of people. So I invite you guys to join the community. I don't want anything from you guys. All I want is to see you guys succeed. That way, I'm happy, and the world becomes slightly a better place with profitable traders rather than consistently unprofitable traders. So we want to see BTC taking out the short-term high. It seems to be struggling over here. Anytime now. I mean, this got quite a few rejections, but there we go. It's just breaking out. We've got 45 seconds before the 5-minute time frame closes. If this candle closes above, it's gonna go higher, and that's what I'm anticipating anyway. I don't think it's gonna go lower. So let's see. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, it looks good. Looks like it's gonna go higher. We got 15 seconds. We want the candle to close above. Since there was multiple rejections, it's gonna create an imbalance. BTC is already up 0.96%. We're almost at 1% right now. So it broke this lower high. It's going to go higher from here. There's a bit of a rejection. That's okay. Doesn't mean much. Price is going to go higher from here, which is great. Let's take a look at gold. See what's happening over here. Oh boy. Price is reacting to the higher low that got taken out over here. We're looking at it on a 5-minute time frame. Let's take a look at it on a 4-hour time frame. This higher low is taken out over here, and you can see that there's a clear rejection on this level. Multiple times price rejected, came down, and then it came back up, and it's also rejected 1, 2, 3 times over here. So I'm expecting price to go lower from here. We'll see how far it goes. I have my entries ready over here. A 2 to 5 risk to reward ratio. I'm expecting gold to go higher. there is a possibility the price is not going to go higher from here, but I'm optimistic it needs to for me. Got a 1 hour imbalance over here. 1 hour imbalance. To be honest, I'll probably shift it here. Would be ideal. This is much better. This is proper. This will be protecting my capital anyway. This is just protecting my capital because I don't wanna risk too much, especially since we're still ranging. And this was just an outburst price movement because of what's happening with global politics. But I'm expecting a retracement. I really do sincerely think that the Middle East is going to be entering into a tough spot in the coming days, especially in the weekend. Donald Trump did send over 500 military planes to the region, to all of their military bases in the Middle East. So, since there are 500 planes, you can imagine how much fuel cost it costed them to send all those planes. Yet, not only just the planes, they also sent in ships, warships. There are 12 warships in the Arabian Sea and the Eastern Mediterranean Sea. So there's long story short, there's a heavy military buildup by the Trump administration to counter or challenge Iran. And that has created heightened tensions. And I even heard that Iran did some missile tests yesterday. I mean, so it's I'm not an advocate for war. I don't want war. I think we should make love and not war. But it just seems that things are escalating quite quickly. I don't think the peace deal has had. I mean, we've been in consolidation for quite some time, so they were in negotiations for the past 2 weeks. But why would there be peace and peaceful negotiations when there is 500 military planes coming in? So, so that's just an interesting observation I have, and that's not the first time. So, I'm expecting escalation. So I'm expecting price of gold to completely take off from over here, and targeting 5,101. Right here actually. This is just the consolidation zone, so this is what I'm expecting. This is my move for gold. So we'll see what happens. And as opposed to Bitcoin, we already know it's going up, and I'm already in a buy trade over here, so it's looking good. And I'm gonna leave this running for the rest of the day. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up over here. If you're still watching, like, follow, subscribe, and join our Discord group. Be part of the community, and I'll see you again at this time tomorrow. Good night.